Hey mama, let's talk about boundaries. They are so important for us to thrive, right? As women who work and have children, things are coming at us from all angles. We are in demand. People need us. People want us, and they want our time and they want our energy like no other. And so if you don't have boundaries, it's impossible to thrive. Without boundaries, you're lucky if you survive, right? Without boundaries, you are most likely going to be in a place where you are spread too thin. And so I want to talk about the most important thing for you to do to keep your boundaries. And then I also want to share with you how you can make that happen, because it is going to sound simple, but simple doesn't mean easy, right? And if I just come back to that idea of why boundaries are so important, it's because everybody needs something from us, right? At work, we have to set boundaries with our boss, with our colleagues, with our peers, with our team. We have to set boundaries at home with our spouse, with our partner, with our children. We have to set boundaries outside of our home with our family, with our friends. And we even have to set boundaries with ourselves, right? What we're willing to accept and not accept. And that's our key point about boundaries, right? Boundaries are not about other people and what other people do and don't do. Boundaries are about you as an individual, me as an individual, and what you are willing to accept, what I am willing to accept. Right? When I set my boundaries, it's all about what I am willing to accept, what I am okay with. It is not about anyone else and what their behavior is. It's not about changing their behavior. It's about me showcasing and acting on what makes sense for me. And this is where that number one tip comes in. The number one thing you have to do with your boundaries is to be consistent. You have to consistently show people what you will and won't accept. I know, easier said than done. But let me give you two examples, one at home and one at work, right? One at home. My oldest son is a toddler, and he has learned that if he gets out of the bed in the middle of the night because he has a wet diaper, I will help him, right? He's potty training. He gets out of bed in the middle of the night. His diaper's wet. He doesn't like to have a wet diaper. I know this is a part of his development to help him to have a dry diaper and to start sleeping through the night, or at least, getting up and taking himself to the bathroom at night. So we help him. Every single time after this occurs, he wants to get in the bed with me. And I have to be consistent and not allow him to do that, because what happens when a toddler gets in the bed with you? You don't sleep. They might sleep, but they're going to be moving around and crawling on you, and nobody's going to get sleep, and everybody's going to be grumpy tomorrow in the adult world. And so what I've learned is that if I let him every once in a while sleep in the bed because I'm just too tired to take him back to his room or to have the conversation or to hear him crying, then he thinks, oh, this is okay. Mama's fine with me sleeping in the bed, and he asks more and he does it more, right? So I have to be consistent and showcasing to him that I'm not okay with you sleeping in my bed at night because you woke up in the middle of the night, and consistently take him back to his room. That's a boundary I have to set. That boundary helps me to sleep better. And if you know me at all, if I don't sleep good, the world is a problem. So that is a boundary at home. I got boundaries at work too, right? I have a colleague that I really enjoy talking to, but they're a egregious office popper. Like every second popping in your office, come comfortably take a seat, and you're like, I'm working on something, and they just sit down and start talking to you, right? So I have to be consistent with this person. Yes, I enjoy talking with them, but not at every moment and not at any given moment. And so I have to consistently say, hey, can we talk about this later? Hey, I'll be taking a break in a little bit, or hey, let's schedule some lunch, right? I have to consistently show them that I'm not okay with someone just coming in and taking up my time and energy in the middle of the workday, right? And in doing that, I can showcase that I do care for them and I want to hear what they have to talk about, but just not right in this moment, right? The boundary is around the time and the lack of scheduling. And being consistent with that is important, because if I'm not consistent, then they're going to think that they can just kind of come in whenever they want and start talking to me, because that's what I've taught them, right? Because I haven't been consistent with the boundaries. So being consistent with your boundaries is key to thriving. How do you get consistent with boundaries though? Because it is really, really hard. I have a framework that has always helped me to set boundaries. And the ones I gave you are kind of smaller boundaries. There are big boundaries that we need in life. And those especially happen for me when new things are coming my way. So this framework I want to share with you will help you to set boundaries so that when new things come your way, you know whether you need to, whether it's a good idea to say, heck yes, I really want to do this thing, or to politely decline, right? And those 6 questions, in an ideal situation, you're only going to take on new things where you can say yes to all 6 of the questions. But in reality, right, if you're hitting 4 or 5, then you're probably doing okay to say yes. I will say number 3 is a deal breaker for me. And so if I say no to number 3, if I can't say yes to number 3, then it's not something I'm going to participate in. So here are the 6 questions. Does it feel fun? Does it give me an opportunity to grow? Here's the deal breaker. Is it aligned with my values? Will it move me forward towards a life that I love? Is the opportunity cost worth the gain? And does this excite me? These are the 6 questions that I ask myself when new things come my way. And if I can answer yes to all 6, it's a no-brainer. It's definitely something I should do. And if I can answer yes to 5, it's probably something I should do. After 4, we're really like, I don't know. I think I probably have to create a boundary around this, right? So this is a way to help you create those boundaries and to remind yourself why you have them in place, right? If the things that are coming at you, you're saying no to those 6 questions, then you know that they're not really going to lead you to thrive in life. And what you want is to thrive in life, because when you do better, everyone and everything gets better. Your family is happier, your children are healthier, your communities improve, and your place of work is more profitable. We want you to thrive in life. I want you to thrive in life. And so use these 6 questions to help you set boundaries as new requests come your way. I am sending you all the grace, peace, and joy in my heart. I hope that you have an amazing, amazing week.